Good morning, everyone. My name is Arora, and today I'll be speaking about oil spills and the effect that they have on our ecosystems and our coastlines. And this is a part of the initiative launched by the Asha Akanksha Foundation. Okay, so we all must have heard about the oil spill in the Russian Arctic, in which 20,000 tons of oil was leaked into a major river in Russia, and which eventually drained into the Arctic Sea. So this was a devastating blow for environmental scientists, for conservationists, because the reason why this happened was because the environmental laws were not being properly followed. And most of us are already aware about the negative effects that this can have on our lives, on the lives of the other organisms that we share our planet with. For example, oil destroys the insulating ability of fur-bearing mammals such as sea otters and polar bears, and it also destroys the water repellency of a bird's feathers, thus exposing these creatures to the harsh elements. Without the ability to repel water and insulate from the cold water, birds and mammals will die from hypothermia, which means they'll die because they won't have their insulation to protect them from the cold. Also, like animals like sea turtles, they can also become trapped in oil and they can mistake it for food. Dolphins and whales can inhale that oil, and that can affect their lungs, immune system, and reproduction. Many birds and animals also ingest oil when they try to clean themselves, which can poison them. Also, fish, shellfish, and corals may not be exposed immediately to that oil, but they can come into contact with oil if it is mixed with the water. When exposed to this oil, adult fish may experience reduced growth and large livers, changes in heart and respiration rates, fin erosion, and reproduction impairment. Fish eggs and larvae can be especially sensitive to lethal um, and sublethal impacts. Even when lethal impacts they may not be observed, oil can still make fish and shellfish unsafe for humans to eat. So basically, oil may directly impact our food chain and the lives of people of people whose livelihoods the uh, depends upon procuring that seafood. So apart from the effect on animals, oil spills also affect our coastlines. Miles and miles of coastlines can get damaged because of oil spills, and it can take years, even decades, to clean up that oil. The cleanup process takes 10 and 20, probably 10 to 20 years, and you, I mean, entire marine ecosystems are destroyed. And the apart from that, the economic loss, the loss of losing 20,000 tons of oil to the ocean, um, also directly impacts the economy of a country. Although the environmental loss is much, much more than that economic loss. So what's important for us to understand here is that we cannot go lax when it comes to the environment. We This is high time, with the current pandemic that's going on. It's high time for us to make changes, and these changes have to start from us. They have to start from the individual. We cannot depend upon governments to take charge to take charge for such things. So we should, as individuals, we should reduce our consumption of oil, petrol, diesel, use less electricity, use public transport when possible, um, opt for carpooling. All of these measures which we've heard about as children and maybe even adults, but we never bother to follow them. So yeah, that is what we can do as individuals at the microscopic level, so that so that the need for oil in the future reduces. And At the end, I just like to state my association with the Asha Akanksha Foundation. I have been interning with them, and it's almost been 2 weeks that I've started interning, and it's been a wonderful experience for me, as I'm sure it is for the other interns as well. And I'm absolutely glad to be taking part in this competition. Thank you.